So I want to talk about this New York Times piece. I know y'all have probably seen this by now, but I want to weigh in. Gotta weigh in. Most Democrats do not want Biden in 2024, new poll shows. With the country gripped by a pervasive sense of pessimism, the president is hemorrhaging support. This came out yesterday. This basically is just a write-up on recent trends and new polls. Joe Biden is toast. I wanna underscore this before we read this article. If Joe Biden selfishly decides to run for president in 2024, what he is doing is he is sacrificing this entire country for his ego. That's what he would be doing. He is willing, if he does actually want to run in 2024, he will be destroying the entire country of the United States of America, handing the presidency to the White House, or to the Republicans rather, on a silver platter for his own narcissistic personality disorder. He will be destroying this country. It will have grave consequences, not just for this country, but for this planet. I'm going to be very clear. Everyone with a brain needs to be telling everyone else in their lives that Joe Biden cannot run in 2024, and if he does, vote against him. If you know anybody, I mean anybody, that would be willing to spend some money to run for president just to get their name on a primary, just to get a primary ballot going on, like, what we need to do is get like a fucking 30,000 random people across the country to run in the Democratic primary in 2024. Fuck it. Fuck it. Do what needs to be done. If no other politician is willing to stand up to this fucking goon, someone else needs to fucking do it. Joe Biden needs to fuck off. It's just that simple. So I want to read a little bit of this, and there's some interesting shit going on here. President Biden is facing an alarming level of doubt from inside his own party, with 64% of Democratic voters saying they would prefer a new standard bearer in the 24 presidential campaign. According to a New York Times Siena College poll, as voters nationwide have soured on his leadership, giving him a meager 33% job approval rating. Widespread concerns about the economy and inflation have helped turn the national mood decidedly dark, both on Mr. Biden and the trajectory of the nation. More than 3/4 of registered voters see the United States moving in the wrong direction. A pervasive sense of pessimism that spans every corner of the country, every age range, every racial group, cities, suburbs, and rural areas, as well as both political parties. Everybody says this country is fucked. Everybody, everyone, every single body. If you go to the gas station on the corner, right, and you talk to some random person pumping gas, ask them how do you feel about America, they're going to say this country's going on down the tubes. That's what they're going to be saying. Only 13% of American voters said the nation was on the right track, the lowest point in Times polling since the depths of the financial crisis more than a decade ago. Look at this poll. Jesus motherfucking Christ. Imagine someone responding with, well, you know what, I don't really know. Like, imagine you walk up to someone on the sidewalk. How do you feel about the direction of this country? You know what? I really don't know much about that. Jesus, right? Like, goddamn. For Mr. Biden, the bleak national outlook has pushed his job approval rating to a perilously low point. Republican opposition is predictably overwhelming, but more than 2/3 of independents also now disapprove of the president's performance, and nearly half disapprove strongly. Among fellow Democrats, his approval rating stands at 70%. That's way too high. A relatively low figure for a president, especially heading into the 2022 midterms, when Mr. Biden needs to rally Democrats to the polls to maintain control of Congress. Now again, Joe Biden and Joe Biden's communications department has basically shit on the voters over this reversal of Roe v. Wade and abortion rights. Joe Biden's own communications people have said, yeah, you know what? Anyone that wants us to do anything about abortion, They're out of touch. No one cares what they have to say. That's what they released a statement to that effect. Joe Biden is going out there saying, vote, man. Come on, vote. For? If you're not doing anything now, what are you going to do if we vote for you again? It's not enough to just say, we need 52 senators. No, we need 50 senators. We don't have 50. We have 48 Democrats. And I'm not talking about the 2 independents that caucus with the Democrats. I'm talking about the Republicans, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. We have 48 Democrats, 52 Republicans. Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema are Republicans. Kick them the fuck out of the party. It's that simple. If Joe Biden were to go up there and said, I've officially drafted, a letter demanding that Chuck Schumer revoke, Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema's access to the Democratic Party. I'm kicking them out. I want everyone to kick them out. I want everyone to bully these people, call their office, say resign, say get the fuck out of the party. If he did that, more people would be like, oh shit, okay, now I'll vote for you. Let's keep going. It gets worse. In a sign of deep vulnerability and unease among what is supposed to be his political base, only 26% of Democratic voters said the party should renominate him in 2024. 26% want him to be the president or the nominee in 2024. 26%. Now it's going to get even worse. Mr. Biden has said repeatedly that he intends to run for re-election in 2024. At 79, he is already the oldest president in American history, and concerns about age ranked at the top of the list for Democratic voters who want the party to find an alternative. I don't give a fuck about his age. I want to vote for Bernie fucking Sanders. I don't give a fuck about your age. I give a fuck about what you're doing, what you're willing to do, and what you're able to do. Joe Biden fails at every single test. Bernie Sanders. So I'm just saying, we don't give a fuck. Young voters don't give a fuck about age. It's about demeanor, and it's about what you want to do with power. But now, okay, read this. The backlash against Mr. Biden and desire to move on in a new direction was particularly acute among younger voters. In the survey, 94% of Democrats under the age of 30 said they would prefer a different presidential nominee. Everyone under the age of 30. 6% of them are like, you know what, I think Joe Biden should run again. 6%.
No, you haven't. You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Jesus. Wow. I mean, that is insane. That is an insane poll. 94% of Democrats under age 30 want Joe Biden to fuck off. I'm just going to come out and say it. I want younger blood, said Nicole Farrier, a 38-year-old preschool teacher in East Tawas, small town in northern Michigan. I am so tired of all old people running our country. I don't want someone knocking on death's door. All right, let's look at this. Democrats' reason for a different candidate. Age. Or rather, what's the most important reason you would prefer someone other than Joe Biden? So this is why they don't want Joe Biden. 33% say age. I would not say age. Now, again, if it's a checkbox or whatever, yeah, maybe I'd say age. But like that, if it's ranked choice voting on this poll, age would be on the last priority. Job performance, 32%. Prefer someone new. That doesn't really mean anything, but 12%. Not progressive enough, 10%. Let's be honest. Job performance and not progressive enough, those are basically the same thing. Let's be like, now again, a lot of people have this like bizarre attachment to I'm a moderate, or I ain't like those lefties. I want common sense reform, right? Like, ultimately, those are the same thing, right? It's just that, different words being used. Ability to win the general election, 4%. Mental acuity, 3%. Now again, age and mental acuity, let's be honest. Anyone who said age, they really mean mental acuity. Everyone who said age instead of mental acuity is lying. Like, everyone. 100% of those people are lying, and I'm willing to put money on that. They just don't want to say, like, oh, I just think Joe Biden's a little fucked up in the head. They don't want to say that. So instead, they're going to go with age, because they're trying to be nice. But just to be very clear, views on domestic issues 1%, other 3%, don't know / refuse 2%. What is views on domestic issues? What does that even mean? Like, that, again, the way that they do these polls is a little ridiculous. But again, 94% of young people under the age of 30, not 20, not under the age of 25, under the age of 30, 94% say fuck the fuck off. It's insane. It's insane. So you can read the rest of this if you'd like. Look at this guy. He's got like some hair thing going on. But nobody wants Joe Biden. Nobody. He's garbage. 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 I'm going to say it a couple more times. Garbage. 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 Shit on my motherfucking shoes, motherfucker. Okay? Joe Biden, get the fuck out. Step down. Resign, for Christ's sake. I'd rather have Kamala Harris, as horrible as she is, I'd rather have her at the fucking helms of the presidency right now. Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus fucking Christ. Get the fuck away. Nobody likes you. You're stinky and smelly. This is like the old motherfucker at the party that shit himself and doesn't want to admit it and doesn't want to clean it up because he doesn't want to admit it. I understand. You're old. It's okay. We're not mad at you. But Christ almighty, can you go change your fucking diaper? Get the fuck out. You're stinking up the party. Fuck you. Okay, and I don't want to be ageist here. I don't want to come across as ageist, right? But there's a difference. I don't mind if an old person shits themselves. Let's be real. I don't mind, right? You know, it happens, right? You know, every once in a while, anyone can shit themselves. Who knows, right? You do too many drugs, right? You get too shit-faced. You wake up in a pile of shit. It happens. We've all been there, right? But again, then imagine just going around and you refuse to clean it up. I'm just saying, there's a different level here. So let me just be very clear. I'm not trying to be ageist. But Joe Biden has shit himself, and he is not cleaning up the fucking mess. Let's just put it that way. Well, technically, it's impossible to run for president in the 1830 to 35 range. You need to be 35. Technically. But I personally, just to be very clear, I personally would support Bernie Sanders for a third run. Bernie Sanders is at the top of my priority list. As much as I don't like him, I like the idea of Gavin Newsom running against Joe Biden. He seems to be building up the infrastructure for it. Katie Porter, I think, would be a decent choice, but, you know, she's not so great on foreign policy, and she also has a lot of blind spots, so I think she would really need to broaden her, what she does a little bit more. I don't agree with AOC running for president, but if she did, I would support her. I think, I don't know. I think AOC might be too fucked up from propaganda, and I don't think that she does a good enough job combating propaganda in an effective way to run for president. That's my opinion, but I do think she has the capability of turning that around. So, if she wanted to run for president, she would do it seriously. I would support her. I mean, it wouldn't be that hard. I mean, Fetterman, right? Like, who knows, right? Fetterman wins the 2022 race, goes in the Senate, and immediately starts running in 2024. Hey, I mean, I'm impressed with Fetterman's race right now. But really, in my opinion, I think the biggest coalition, the biggest already established presence, I'm going to go with Bernie Sanders. That's my, I know. A lot of people have a problem with that. I would go with Bernie Sanders. I am aware of all the cringe liberals. But let's be honest. Everything that anyone said in 2016 and 2020 We've been proven correct. We've been proven correct. I remember canvassing for Bernie Sanders in 2020, knocking on doors. Joe Biden can get things done. Wrong. I'd love to talk to those people again. Joe Biden can work with Republicans. Wrong. Joe Biden can get things done. Wrong. Joe Biden is above the fray. He knows how to get... Wrong. Bernie Sanders is too far left. Wrong. I'm just saying. So I'm just throwing that out there. I'd support Bernie Sanders, but really I would honestly support anybody but Joe Biden. Like, to be honest with you, like, I would support someone to the right of Joe Biden that's willing to do what they actually believe in. Like, let's say someone who's still pro-choice, but to the right on a couple of other things than Joe. I don't even know how that would be possible. But I'd be willing to make that compromise. I think Joe Biden is such an ineffectual leader. Like, Christ almighty. Right? Fuck. But that's another conversation. Anyway, fuck Joe Biden. All my homies hate Joe Biden. Fuck him.